to start off just saying how proud I am of our players and coaches. And it's great to see a bunch of young players. And first time, not just young, but like Emmanuel McGirt getting his first start. It was awesome to see that Takari Hines getting his first touchdown, And then you have these young guys playing. To see Keon, get a run at the end of the game. Jordan Houston to catch his first pass. You see Emeka, make 2 strong catches in the second half. And there's a lot of really good things. And obviously, for Matt McKay, his first start to have 300 yards, it's pretty special. I thought the offensive line was able to rotate guys in and protect. And there's a lot of good things that happened today. We got to clean up several things. Obviously, disappointed in our kickoff coverage. We did kick the ball well. Obviously, that was good to see with Trent Gill. But got to be able to get it down and tackle better on our kickoff coverage. But a lot of positives. Thank the fans for being there. I know it was hot today, and hopefully you enjoyed what you got to see. I know for our players, we need you. We need you for 4 quarters, and I know it's hot, and I get all that. We want to be special, and so again, just continue to do everything you can, to be back in there for us in the 3rd quarter. We love you if you can be, and it means a lot to these kids. So 1-0, half the teams in the country are not 1-0, half of us are, and it's good to be on that side of the ledger.
Dave, what did you like best about the way McKay handled the lead up to today, and then the way he executed throwing the game?
As practice went on throughout the week, you could see him more and more confident. Like Thursday, he had his best practice that I've seen him have since he's been here. And I said to the guys, I'm like, man, if he throws it like that, we're good Saturday. Because he was throwing dimes and just very confident, very calm. Put his time in, studied, prepared, and I could tell the players, if you're prepared, you won't be nervous. And be prepared the right way for this football game.
Big one. Drink left and say you keep the NC State offense, your offense. Today with the defense, though, turn some of those ideas over from Tony. What kind of led you to use some of that stuff? Is it mostly personnel, or did you think philosophically it was a good?
Yeah. Well, last year, every year I've been here, we've played odd on 3rd down. So we've always had it. I've always had it as a defensive coordinator. Last year we played ECU and 3 down the entire game, and so we've had it in our system. When Tony got here, kind of bridging the gap from 3rd down and being able to play on 1st and 2nd, I feel like it gives us a lot more answers to RPO football. And it also we've had a lot of injuries on our defensive line. We don't have, enough D tackles right now to play 4 down for an entire game with a rotation. And we have good depth, which you saw at linebacker today. And so just trying to use our players to the best that we can with what we have. We did get into some 4 down fronts out of that defense, which we're still going to be able to do. And as we get Josh Harris back, as we get some of these guys, CJ Clark, those guys will be back soon. I hope Josh Harris is back this week. It'll open some things back up if we want to play both as the season progresses. But that was something Hux and I talked a lot about after we played ECU last year. Just felt like it gave us a lot of answers and some coverage. And as we went to interview coaches, there was a lot of really good DB coaches we interviewed, but Tony brought some things to the table that opened up some of the things you got to see today.
You guys were more committed to rotating at nearly every position, even offensive tackle.
Yeah.
That something you'd like to be able to do throughout the season, or just 90-degree heat, season opener kind of deal?
I felt 2 things. I felt like a lot of guys worked really hard in training camp competing to get on the field and earn the right to play. And I felt like our depth versus ECU not having a lot of depth was an advantage in this football game for us. I also feel like playing these guys as much as we can early sets us up when you have an injury to not have a guy starstruck in a game, And so getting Icky in the game at left tackle was a big deal. Getting Dylan McMahon in the game at left guard was a big deal. Rotating our 6 linebackers, because there's going to be a point in time. CJ Riley went down today. You just don't know. And the more we can get guys, getting Bailey Hockman, 7 minutes on the clock, getting him in the game, that's big for him. And I think it'll help us long term.
What, if any, adjustments did you guys make after their first 2 possessions to take away that short passing game that worked well for them early?
Yeah, well, they were throwing the ball quick into the boundary. We were playing soft thirds into the boundary, and so just rolling our corners up, playing tighter coverage, playing a little bit more cover 2, and rolling him into the flats, that was the biggest thing we did, just trying to take away that quick throw into the boundary. And, like I said in my press conference Thursday, I knew it was going to be an adjustment, and feel them out. Glad we got that takeaway down on the goal line. That was awesome that our defense did that, and offense responded driving down the field on that one.
Tabari had a 34-yard run on his first touch, and then he had a 48-yard
Yeah.
touchdown. At any point, did you go up to him and be like, "Thank you for doing that for us"? Instead of, I guess it's
No, I did. I thought that. He's so excited just to be playing right now. Like him and Peyton, he's so excited. I mean, Peyton had tears in his eyes before the game. He was so excited to be playing football again. And Tabari said that to me the other day. He's like, "Coach, I just can't wait to play." And he was standing on the sideline after that reverse. I think it was in between series. And he said it to himself, and I heard him. He's just like, "Man, I really needed that." Just playing again, making a play, and excited for those guys. I mean, I don't think the outside world really understands. A football player has an injury that costs them a season, how hard that is for them mentally. It's really hard. It's really hard. And for Peyton, it's 2 injuries. And so when they get back and have success, it's a huge deal for them.
Coach, you played a lot of running backs. What did you see kind of from Jordan Houston as well inside the second half?
We knew he's really, really gifted catching the football. So getting him in space on some people. He runs hard. People look at him, think he's little, but he's really powerful. It's a quick twitch. I just think there's really good when you can rotate those guys and they're fresh. They all have a role. They're all going to practice hard and try to utilize their different skill sets. I was proud of how hard Ricky ran. I thought he had some good physical runs. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff we got to fix, but a lot of good stuff.
On a similar note to that, not too often someone scores on the very first time they touch the ball in college. That being said, how would you assess Bam's performance, and do you think this is a good foundation for a good launching point?
Yeah, I mean, that's great for his confidence, obviously, to get back in the end zone. And, for all those guys, when they play and have success, it's going to bring more. So happy for him, happy for the offensive line, getting him that hole. And, all those guys will play better their second week now that they've had success in week 1.
Coach, the defense looks good. Were they prepared for this game? How did that prepare them mentally and physically?
I don't understand the question.
Excuse me. The defense did a great job. How were they able to get the job done?
I think they, were coached very well. I thought our defensive staff had a nice game plan. The players executed. I thought we tackled well. You didn't see a lot of plays after contact. And didn't give up any explosive plays that I can remember. One at the end of the game on Keyshawn, but I think that's the thing about the 3-down package that you like is you get a lot more overlap, you get a lot more speed on the field, and you can be very multiple. So you're giving the offense a lot of different pictures to look at, and we'll just have to continue to grow as we go and try to clean up a few of the things.
You mentioned feeling them out defensively. Did that extend to the offense as well? Did you anticipate throwing the ball as much as you did?
Well, it really depended on the looks. A lot of our run game has passes on the runs, and if they play off, we throw the ball. Or if they press a guy and Matt wants to give a guy a go route, he can do that. You saw that to Mecca on the sideline over here. So it's really built to take what they give. In a lot of cases, you see a screen on this side and run over here, and so based on the looks, and sometimes you'll just turn around and hand the ball off like they did at the end of the game. But a lot of the stuff that Coach Kitchings and offensive staff put together is either or, based on the looks they get.
Coach, going back to the defense, it seems, especially in the secondary, McLeod's been doing this a while, but there was a lot of pass breakups. There was some great coverage on the outside. Just your impressions, on that side of the defense.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of contact plays at the ball. I thought their offense caught some good 50-50 balls too on some slants and things like that where we had really good defense. But just making contested plays is the biggest thing. I hate giving things up. And 3rd and long, fine, give it up. But, 1st down, 2nd down, making them earn every yard they get. And I thought the guys did a good job at that, getting their hands on more footballs. And unfortunately, had an interception taken away on a hands to the face. But getting takeaways like that's what it's all about. And, if we play really good on special teams, which I don't think we did. I think we were okay. And play really good on defense, it helps our offense so much.